Hi, and welcome to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and I want to thank you again for joining me for another look at some of the exciting items found in the Board Game Geek store. Now, as a quick reminder, on screen and in the description of the video is an affiliate link, and anything you buy following that will give a small percentage of the proceeds back to Watch It Played without costing you anything extra, so thanks for using that link if you do. Now, normally we have all of our BGG store items in our magical box O Wonders, but not today. Well, all right. I wasn't expecting that. This time we've got everything in the BGG Bag O Wonders, which you can also get from the BGG store. But it's not called that. It's not called the BGG Bag O Wonders, so don't search for that title, you won't find it. This is the BGG Carry Bag and Backpack. But Bag O Wonders would have been a good name. So we'll call it that for this video. And we'll get back to this because I'll show you the bag in detail later. But first, let's see what goodies it's got inside. Well, what do you know? The Bag O Wonders contains some bags. Go figure. This is a set of 8 drawstring bags for the game Tiny Towns, and you'll notice that 2 of them are smaller because they're for the wells and monument pieces which don't require as much space. The rest are larger for the various building pieces. One of the nice things about the bags and accessories that BGG makes is that they partner with the publisher so they can use the artwork from the game, and that way it just fits in with the original design. It looks like these things belong with the game. And if you'd like to learn how to play Tiny Towns, we actually have a tutorial for this game. You'll find it here on the channel. But enough about bags. Let's see what else is in the Bag O Wonders. Okay, well, more bags. I was really happy to see these released. It's just 2 bags, but they're for the Underworld expansion for Root. They're double-sided, as you can see, and there's already a bag set for the core game, so this gives you the custom matching bags for the new factions. You can get the original bags on BGG's site as well, but it's nice to see them expanding the line for the people who did pick up the originals and want the new bags for the expansions. Okay, well, we're done with bags. Let's see what else we've got in the Bag O... more bags. These aren't for any particular game. Instead, they're zippered meshed bags that can be used to store components, or what might be their best use, to store entire games. When I'm traveling, I don't always want to take the box with me because it can get banged up. So this is a nice alternative, and because it's a bag, it means it'll pack down and fit into smaller spaces than a box would. And yes, if you noticed, I do have the BGG custom pieces for Targi here as well, which you can find on their site. I'm not even going to pretend to be surprised this time around, but yes, there is one more bag-related bag item in the Bag O Wonders, and it's a leather bag. This is a custom embossed Board Game Geek leather pouch, and it can be used to store, well, anything, really, but it probably makes the most sense to use it as a dice bag. And it's a really nice soft leather. I know I can't really show that on screen, but it really is. Oh, and you can order a version without the imprint if you prefer to have something a little more generic. Okay, as cool as all these bags are, I promise there are no more bags in this bag. But now I've got some cool promos, starting with this one, which I was really excited to see show up in the BGG store. This is the Ambush Pack for Cartographers. Cartographers is great, and we have a tutorial for it, but the ambush cards are one of my favorite elements, and this pack gives you more of them to shuffle into your game for a greater variety of monsters to have to deal with. I was really pleased to see the publisher make these available. And speaking of which, the publisher has another really popular game, Role Player, and we have a new promo pack for that as well. They released another game called Lockup, and this takes some of the characters and items from that game and turns them into new cards you can add to Role Player. But just keep in mind, to use these, you'll also need the Monsters and Minions expansion for Role Player. Next up, we've got a promo for one of the prettiest and meanest games ever published, Arboretum. Don't be deceived by the beautiful artwork because the world of tree growing is cutthroat, at least that's what I've learned from playing the game. And this is a very simple promo. It's just an alternative piece of art for the number 8 Cherry Blossom card, which comes in the original game. But after you crush the hopes and dreams of your tree growing opponents, now you can then brag about how your copy is special. Such a great, brutal little game. I really love it. All right, next up we've got promos for a game that may or may not be brutal. I don't know. I haven't played it. But I do know it has a great name. Abandon All Artichokes. This is a set of 6 cute rhubarbs which let you compost, refresh, and harvest cards. I don't know what any of that means, as I haven't played the game, but it's one I plan to pick up, and it was designed by Emma Larkins and is available from GameRight. Next up, we have a game that I have played. It's a promo for Keyflower. One of the nice things about this is that in addition to explaining how this tile works here at the bottom, you can see an example of how it scores on the other side. We have a tutorial for Keyflower on the channel if you'd like to check it out. Speaking of which, we also have a tutorial for the next 4 separate promos I'm going to share with you for one of my favorite games of last year, Empires of the North. First, I have the treasure tiles, and these are tiles that you would shuffle and stack, and then these can be visited instead of going to a nearby or distant island by spending 2 fish. Then, after you gain its reward, that island is removed from play. Next, we also have this promo pack for Island Set 1, and this gives you 6 new islands to shuffle into the regular ones. There's also a promo with 2 new solo scenarios and a separate promo for the Japanese Islands solo scenario. It's great seeing more solo support for more games. And speaking of which, we've got another promo for a game that has all kinds of modes, including solo. This one's for Tiny Epic Tactics. This all came with the deluxe Kickstarter version of the game, so if you already have that, then you already have this. But basically, there will be an unlit lantern by each village. And if you can collect a torch and keep that torch lit and get it to a city, then you will light that lantern, and then you'll get bonus points at the end of the game. We do have a tutorial for Tiny Epic Tactics, but we don't have one for this last promo for King's Dilemma. This is a prologue demo that was given out with the game at Spiel 2019, so if you weren't in Germany for that convention, you can get it here now. Well, the bag is empty, so that means there's only one thing left to talk about, the bag itself. Now, this is meant to be a quality board game storage and transportation solution, so let's take a closer look. First off, this can hold up to 5 Ticket to Ride sized game boxes. But don't feel you have to limit yourself. I think bringing 5 copies of Ticket to Ride to game night might be a bit overkill. Add some variety like I've done here. Oh yes, there's a front pouch as well, and this you can put like a smaller game in. For example, I've got Watergate in here, and then there's 2 side pouches. There's one here for like smaller games, and then one on the other side as well. The bag also comes with a detachable shoulder strap, which I just have detached right now, and also handles if you want to carry it that way. But as well, you can carry it like a backpack because it comes with backpack straps. Oh, and it's made out of a waterproof material also. Now, if you'd like to add a little personality to your pack, or really anything else that you own, BGG is also selling these game patches. And I have one here for Wingspan, Takenoko, Tichu, and Food Chain Magnate. And the great thing about these is that they have Velcro on the back. So if you have a Velcro surface like is on this little tab here, it'll just stick temporarily, or if you'd like to make it more permanent, you can sew it to a material as well. Well, I think you'll agree that was a lot of stuff, and I hope you found a couple of things here that interested you, and you can find everything I showed you here and lots of other cool stuff over at the BGG store, which I'll put a link to in the description below. And again, if you use that link to visit the site, then any purchases you make after that point will help the channel here, so please do consider using it, and I'll be back in a future video to show you some more selections in detail. But until next episode, thanks for watching.